Shih Tzus are adorable, but they often do some peculiar things. Why do they randomly eat grass like it's their favorite snack? People say it's because they're sick. But is that true? And let's not forget their obsession with sniffing butts. Is it just another weird Shih Tzu behavior? Or is there something more to it? In this video, I'll break down these bizarre behaviors and help you decode your Shih Tzu's strangest habits. Let's start with something cute but puzzling. Why does your Shih Tzu nibble on you? You might think they're just being playful, but there's more to it. Shih Tzus often nibble to show affection, almost like giving you a little love bite. It's a leftover habit from puppyhood when they use gentle nibbles to bond with their litter mates. Sometimes it's also a sign of excitement, like when they're overwhelmed with happiness. But if your Shih Tzu is nibbling excessively, it could mean they're anxious or overstimulated. Some even do it because they're teething, especially younger Shih Tzus. The key is watching their body language. A happy, wiggly Shih Tzu probably means love, while stiff and persistent nibbling might indicate stress. If it's the latter, giving them a chew toy can help redirect the habit. Another popular thing Shih Tzus do is munch on grass, like they're part cow. You've probably heard the myth that Shih Tzus eat grass because they're sick. But research from the University of California, Davis found that fewer than 10% of Shih Tzus actually vomit after eating grass. So what gives? Some Shih Tzus simply like the taste or texture. Others do it because they're bored, or they might be trying to add fiber to their diet. In the wild, canines eat plants naturally, so your pup may be following an old instinct. Some experts even suggest it helps with digestion. So unless your Shih Tzu is eating grass obsessively, or getting sick from it, it's usually nothing to worry about. Just make sure they're not munching on chemically treated lawns. Then there's this interesting move. Your Shih Tzu sees you and immediately stretches like they just woke up. But guess what? It's not just a random stretch. This is called a greeting stretch, or a play bow. Shih Tzus use body language to communicate excitement and affection, and this stretch is their way of saying, "Hey, I missed you." It's also an invitation to interact, play, or even just hang out. If your Shih Tzu does this every time you come home, it's a good sign. It means they're comfortable and happy around you. Some Shih Tzus do it to loosen up their muscles after lying down, but when combined with tail wags and happy eyes, it's pure love. Another behavior Shih Tzu owners notice is their pup bringing them toys, even when you didn't ask for them. Why do they do that? Well, in the wild, Shih Tzus bring food back to their pack as a way of sharing. Your domesticated pup is doing a softer version of that instinct, showing you they value you. Some Shih Tzus also do this as a way to seek attention or praise. If they drop a toy in your lap and stare at you, it's their way of saying, "Hey, look what I have. Let's do something fun." And sometimes they're just proud of their toy and want to show it off. It's like when a kid brings their drawing to a parent. So even if you're busy, give them a little good job and watch their tail wag with joy. Now let's talk about something embarrassing. Why do Shih Tzus drag their butts across the floor? It might look funny, but it's usually a sign that something's up. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, scooting is often caused by irritated anal glands. These small glands near a Shih Tzu's rear can get clogged, making them uncomfortable. Your Shih Tzu scoots to try and relieve the itch. Worms, allergies, or even just a dirty backside can also cause this behavior. If your pup is scooting often, it's best to have a vet check them out. In some cases, they may need their glands expressed. Yeah, it's as gross as it sounds, but don't worry. It's a common issue, and a quick vet visit usually solves it. Just maybe keep them off the carpet until you figure it out. Then there's the staring. Ever catch your Shih Tzu just sitting and looking at you? Like really looking? It's not random. Shih Tzus stare to communicate, whether it's to ask for food, play, or simply because they love you. A study from Eötvös-Loránd University in Hungary found that when Shih Tzus gaze at their owners, it releases oxytocin, the same hormone that strengthens human bonds. So, in a way, that stare is like a big silent I love you. Sometimes they're also trying to read your emotions. Shih Tzus are experts at picking up on human facial expressions. And yes, sometimes they're just waiting for you to drop food. Either way, when your pup locks eyes with you, they're making a connection, and honestly, it's kind of sweet. Another weird but common behavior is licking your feet. It might tickle or feel downright gross, but there's a reason for it. Shih Tzus use licking to show submission and affection. Your feet are also full of sweat and salt, and some Shih Tzus just like the taste. Gross, maybe, but to them, it's like a snack. Licking also releases feel-good endorphins, making them feel calm. If your Shih Tzu does this after you get home, it might be their way of saying, I missed you. Some Shih Tzus also do it out of habit or boredom. If you don't like it, just redirect them with a chew toy. But if you don't mind, congrats. You've basically got a built-in foot spa. Finally, let's get to the most awkward one. Why do Shih Tzus insist on sniffing your butt? It's not just to make social interactions weird. According to research from the Monochemical Senses Center, Shih Tzus have a specialized organ called the Jacobson's organ. It helps them gather information from scent. Your body releases pheromones from sweat glands, especially in areas like your armpits and, well, down there. To Shih Tzus, sniffing butts is like reading a detailed biography. They can tell if you're stressed, what you ate, and even your mood. It's basically their way of shaking hands. So yeah, it's awkward, but to your Shih Tzu, it's just good manners. Maybe just gently redirect them to something less, personal. Understanding your Shih Tzu's behavior makes life with them a whole lot easier. But did you know your Shih Tzu experiences the world in a way you'll never be able to